The morning air over the African savanna was colder than usual. Not the dry heat people imagine, but a sharp chill that clung to the ground before sunrise. The grass was tall and yellow, moving gently with the wind. Acacia trees stood silent, watching. Near a shallow dry riverbed, a wild African dog lay hidden in the grass. Her body trembled, not from the cold, from exhaustion. She had given birth only hours earlier. 7 puppies. Tiny, blind, barely stronger than breath itself. They were supposed to crawl toward her, supposed to push and squirm and fight for milk. But they didn't. They lay scattered in the dust, sides rising and falling slowly. Their legs did not move. Their heads stayed flat against the earth. Weak sounds escaped them, soft, broken cries that vanished into the open air. The mother nudged the first puppy with her nose. Nothing. She nudged harder. Still nothing. One by one, she checked them all. 7 bodies. 7 breaths. No strength. This was wrong. African wild dogs are built for survival. They raise their young in packs. They rely on numbers, on protection. But she was alone. Her pack was gone, scattered weeks ago by lions and hunger. She had been moving alone ever since, feeding on scraps, drinking from muddy pools, always watching. Now 7 lives depended on her. She licked one puppy desperately, from head to tail, trying to wake it. The puppy breathed, but did not respond. Time passed. The sun climbed slowly. The cold loosened its grip, but danger did not fade. The puppies' bodies grew colder, too small to hold heat, too weak to survive the open ground. The mother circled them, whining softly, her ears twitching at every sound. A distant rumble rolled across the savanna. A herd of wildebeest moved far away. Vultures circled high above, already watching. She flattened her body low when a shadow passed overhead. An eagle. Too close. It moved on. She returned to her puppies. One had gone quiet, still breathing, but barely. Panic surged through her. She could not stay here. The open savanna offered no shelter, no protection, no second chances. But the puppies could not follow her. They could not even crawl. So she made a decision no mother should ever have to make alone. She lifted the first puppy gently in her mouth. Its body hung limp. She carried it several steps toward a thick cluster of thorny bushes, set it down carefully, ran back, again, and again. Each trip drained what little strength she had left. By the time she moved the 7th puppy, her legs shook uncontrollably. She collapsed beside them, chest heaving, tongue dry. The puppies lay in a small pile now, silent, still, waiting. The savanna remained quiet, too quiet, because somewhere beyond the tall grass, something else had stopped moving. Something large, something experienced, something watching. And what was about to step out of the grass did not belong in this story. The mother sensed it before she saw it. A change in the air. A smell carried on the wind. Her ears snapped upright. Her body stiffened instantly. Danger. She rose to her feet, placing herself between the puppies and the tall grass. Her muscles were tight, her legs still weak, but she stood anyway. Then the grass moved. Not the soft sway of wind, not the passing of small prey. This movement was heavy, controlled, confident. A male lion stepped into the open, full grown, massive. His mane was dark and scarred, dust clinging to his face and shoulders. His eyes were calm, not rushed, not hungry in the way desperate animals are. He had heard the cries earlier. Faint, broken, wrong. Now he had followed them. The mother wild dog growled low in her throat. Her teeth showed, white against the dust. It was not a challenge. It was fear, sharpened into sound. The lion stopped, 20 feet away. He did not rush. He did not crouch to strike. He simply stood there, studying the scene. The puppies shifted weakly behind their mother. One released a thin, trembling sound. The lion's ears turned toward it immediately. The mother barked once. Sharp, desperate. A warning she knew meant nothing. A lion could kill her without effort. One blow, one bite. But the lion did not move closer. He lowered his head slightly, eyes fixed on the ground near the puppies. Not stalking, not preparing, Observing, the mother lunged forward in a short, desperate bluff, snapping the air, then retreating instantly. The lion didn't flinch. He didn't respond with aggression. Instead, he stepped to the side. Not toward the puppies. Not toward the mother. Around them. The mother turned with him, keeping her body between him and the pile of fragile lives. Her heart hammered, so loudly she could feel it in her chest. The lion circled once. Slow. Deliberate. Then he stopped. He looked at the puppies. Really looked. Their still bodies. Their shallow breaths. Their unnatural silence. The lion sat down. The mother froze. Nothing in her instincts could explain this. Lions kill wild dogs. They destroy dens. They leave nothing behind. But this lion sat in the dust, 10 feet away, tail resting loosely at his side, waiting. Minutes passed. The wind brushed through the grass. Insects hummed softly. The savanna breathed around them. The mother's legs shook. Every nerve screamed at her to run. But she stayed. The lion lay down, his massive body stretched across the earth, head resting between his paws. He was not blocking an escape. He was not guarding food. He was staying. The mother did not trust him. She couldn't afford to. But the puppies were fading, their bodies cold against the ground. She looked at them, then at the lion, then back again, and slowly, cautiously, she lowered herself beside her puppies. Her body curved around them, forming a shield of warmth. Her eyes never left the lion. He did not move. He simply watched. The sun climbed higher. Shadows shifted. Time passed in uneasy silence. The puppies pressed closer to their mother, drawn by instinct to heat. Their breathing remained shallow. Their legs still would not move. The lion shifted once. The mother stiffened instantly, lips pulled back, growl vibrating in her chest. But he settled again. Same place, same distance. As afternoon faded, the air cooled quickly. The mother knew night would be deadly. The cold would return. Hyenas would rise. Leopards would move. And 7 helpless puppies would not survive darkness in the open savanna. She tried to cover them completely, but there were too many. One small body lay exposed at the edge, shivering harder than the rest. The lion noticed. His head lifted slightly. Then he stood. The mother braced herself. This was the moment. This was when mercy would end. But instead of stepping toward her, the lion turned away. He walked toward a fallen acacia tree nearby. Its dry branches lay scattered in a tangled heap. He pushed through them with his massive shoulders. Something shifted. Something heavy dragged across the ground. Moments later, he emerged. In his mouth, a thick piece of dried hide, torn and weathered. Remnants of an old wildebeest carcass, sun-dried and tough. He carried it slowly, carefully. He stopped several feet from the puppies and dropped it. Then he stepped back. The mother stared. The lion sat down again, waiting. The savanna held its breath. The light drained from the sky faster than the mother expected. On the African savanna, night does not arrive gently. It falls. The temperature dropped sharply. The ground released the heat it had held all day. Cold crept back into the grass. The mother wild dog stood frozen, eyes locked on the dried hide lying between her puppies and the lion. She did not understand. Lions do not share. They do not help. They do not wait. But the hide was there. Real. Thick. Close enough to reach. One of the puppies shivered violently beneath her chest. Its breathing turned uneven, desperate. The mother made her choice. She moved slowly, never turning her back on the lion. She grabbed the edge of the dried hide with her teeth and pulled. It was heavy, rough, but she dragged it closer. She spread it over the puppies as best she could. Their tiny bodies disappeared beneath it, only small movements showing they were still alive. The warmth changed everything. The shivering slowed. The frantic breathing softened. The mother lowered herself beside them, pressing her body against the hide, sealing the heat inside. Across from her, the lion lay down again, his massive form stretched out in the dirt, facing the open savanna. Not watching her, watching the darkness. Stars emerged one by one. The moon climbed low and pale. The night came alive. Insects filled the air. Distant hooves thundered briefly, then faded. Somewhere far away, a leopard screamed. Then the sound came. A laugh. High. Sharp. Mocking. Hyenas. The lion lifted his head instantly. His ears rotated, locking onto the direction. The mother heard it too. Her body tensed, muscles screaming with fear. Hyenas were worse than lions. They hunted in groups. They tore apart anything weak. They did not stop once they started. The sound came again, closer now. The mother stood over the hide, her body shaking. Not from cold, from rage. The lion rose slowly, silently. No roar. No display. He stepped forward, placing himself between the sound and the puppies. The mother watched, heart pounding. Shapes moved in the grass. 3 hyenas appeared first. Then a fourth. Lean. Restless. Eyes bright in the moonlight. They stopped when they saw him. One hyena stepped forward, head low, testing. Laughing softly. The lion did not charge. He walked toward them. Steady. Unhurried. The hyenas spread out, trying to flank him. Searching for an opening. The lion turned his body, keeping his chest toward the closest threat. His tail flicked once. Another hyena darted to the side, fast, trying to slip past. The lion moved instantly. His paw struck the ground inches from the hyena's face. Claws extended. A warning, not a kill. The hyena yelped and jumped back. The others froze. The lion stood perfectly still. His eyes locked onto the lead hyena. Seconds stretched. The laughing stopped. Slowly, reluctantly, the lead hyena turned away. One by one, they backed off, melting into the grass. Their sounds faded into the night. The lion did not chase. He turned and walked back. The mother remained standing over her puppies, eyes wide, breath ragged. The lion passed her without looking. He returned to his place and lay down again. Between her and the darkness, the night grew colder. The moon moved higher. Nothing else approached. Hours passed. The puppies slept beneath the hide, bodies pressed together, breathing steady. The mother finally lowered herself, exhaustion pulling her down. Her eyes stayed open for a long time. But just before dawn, something changed. A movement beneath the hide. Not a twitch. Not a shiver. A real movement. The mother's head snapped up, and what she was about to see would change everything. The sky began to pale at the horizon. The long African night loosened its grip, slowly giving way to morning. The mother wild dog leaned forward, her nose touching the dried hide. She felt it again. Movement. She pulled the hide back, just enough to see. One tiny leg kicked. Slow. Unsteady. But real. Her breath caught. She nudged the puppy gently. This time it responded. Its head lifted slightly, barely clearing the dust before dropping again. Alive. She checked the others frantically. The second puppy twitched its paw. The third stretched its neck and made a stronger sound. The fourth opened its eyes, unfocused, confused, but open. Something had changed. The warmth. The protection. The time. It had worked. Across from them, the lion watched silently. He did not move closer. He did not interfere. He simply observed. As the sun rose, its light spilled across the savannah. Golden. Soft. Honest. By full sunrise, 5 of the 7 puppies were moving. Clumsy, weak attempts, but movement all the same. The other 2 were slower. Their bodies still fragile, but their breathing was deeper than before. Stronger. The mother licked each puppy in turn, her movements frantic, overwhelmed. Her tail lifted slightly, the first sign of relief since the night before. She paused and looked at the lion. Really looked. He stood slowly, stretching his massive frame. Dust fell from his mane as he shook once. His job was done. Without a sound, he turned away from the riverbed and began walking toward the tall grass. The mother took a step after him. She made a low sound. Soft. Uncertain. Grateful. The lion stopped. He looked back once. Their eyes met. No fear. No challenge. No understanding needed. Then he turned and disappeared into the savannah. The mother returned to her puppies. They were crawling now, dragging themselves closer to her belly, guided by instinct alone. She lay down and let them find her. One by one, they latched on. For the first time since they were born, they began to feed. The sun climbed higher. The savannah woke fully around them. and 7 fragile lives, once close to silence, now held on to the world. Days passed. The savannah returned to its rhythm, heat by day, cold by night, danger always close. The mother wild dog never left the den she made near the riverbed. She hunted quickly and close, always returning before the sun climbed too high. Her eyes stayed alert. Her body stayed ready. The puppies grew stronger. Their legs learned to hold weight. Their eyes learned to focus. Their voices grew louder. Even the 2 weakest survived. They lagged behind at first, but each day they closed the distance. By the 2nd week, all 7 moved together, clumsy but determined, chasing insects through the grass and tumbling over each other in play. The savannah tested them often. Vultures circled overhead. A leopard passed once in the distance. Hyenas laughed at night, but never came close. Something had changed. The mother felt it, even if she did not understand it. One morning, human footprints appeared near the riverbed. A wildlife ranger had stopped to check water levels. He saw the tracks first, small paws clustered tightly together. Then he saw them, the wild dog and her puppies. He stayed back, watched, took notes. This place had become a den, a story worth protecting. He returned later with water left at a distance. No traps, no interference, just space. Weeks passed. The puppies grew into the land. Fast, alert, alive. The lion was never seen again. But one morning, the ranger found something near the acacia tree. Large paw prints pressed deep into the soil, leading away toward the open savannah. He followed them with his eyes until they vanished. People would say lions do not protect. They do not guard what is not theirs. But the savannah remembers. Sometimes survival is not only about strength. Sometimes it is about restraint. And on one cold African night, restraint saved 7 lives. The lion walked away without reward and left behind something far greater than a kill. Hope.